What's up guys, it's Tom here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video, and today we will talk about Ismaila Sarr and Liverpool, because Ismaila Sarr's agent claims that everything was done in the January transfer window, on transfer deadline day, the contract, everything. Liverpool didn't want to pay the £35 million asking price of Watford, so we will have all the details about this failed transfer move by Liverpool, and we will also explore whether Liverpool should go back to Ismaila Sarr in the summer or not in this video. So if you are excited about another transfer news episode, leave a like, and the brand new Liverpool career mode episode is dropping later tonight, so stay tuned for that as well. So the Ismaila Sarr's agent claims that Liverpool could have signed Ismaila Sarr if they were willing to pay 35 million, because according to him, and this is what he said, and I quote, "With Liverpool a few days ago, we were at the stage of signing the contract to bind Liverpool to Ismaila Sarr," explained Saidi, Ismaila Sarr's agent. And he said that this deal was almost 100% completed. He said everything was done, the monthly salary and the length of the contract. I even asked Sadio Mane to find Ismaila Sarr an apartment. Ismaila Sarr is also from Senegal, just like Mane, and they are very, very good friends, and Mane would have taken on Ismaila Sarr under his wings, and surely he would have helped him settle at Liverpool. And the agent continued, but in the end, Liverpool could not put 40 million euros, which is 35 million pounds, on the table to finalize the deal. And basically, because of the pandemic, Liverpool didn't sign Ismaila Sarr, which is really, really sad and really painful, because I think with Origi and Shaqiri not really pulling up a lot of trees this season at Liverpool, Jota out injured, we sent Minamino out on loan, we probably would have needed Ismaila Sarr to have a boost, to give a boost to Liverpool's attack. And he's a very, very exciting player who has started the season pretty slow, because even in the summer we almost signed Ismaila Sarr, but because Watford asked for too much money in the summer, Liverpool didn't go in for him. But this just shows that we are still very, very interested in Ismaila Sarr, and maybe when Watford lowers their asking price a little bit, in the summer it was 40 million pounds, in the January transfer window it's 35 million, maybe next summer we could get Ismaila Sarr for 30 million or something like that, because Ismaila Sarr is still only 22 years old, and he's a fantastic winger who is very explosive. He scored, I think, and assisted when Watford beat Liverpool 3-0 last season, where we were already pretty close to being champions. And yes, he only scored 6 goals in 30 games for Watford last season, but this season he already has 5 goals in 25 games after a pretty slow start to his championship season. So he is still a developing player, but last season, after getting 5 goals and 4 assists in the Premier League, this season he already has 5 goals and 2 assists in the championship. But to be honest, for 35 million you would expect a little bit more. But I think Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp see a lot of potential in Ismaila Sarr. That's why we are constantly being interested in him, and the agent coming out that Liverpool almost signed him surely means that we will go back for him in the summer, maybe if Watford lowered their asking price a little bit. And also the agent said, who is very talkative apparently, that during the summer Manchester United also wanted to sign Ismaila Sarr. At the last moment they offered a loan to Watford without the option to buy, but Watford of course did not accept this because they wanted the loan to include an agreement to buy him. And Ismaila Sarr of course is a huge fan of Liverpool, and is very good friends with Sadio Mane, as I already said. He said previously that Liverpool are a really great team, everyone would love to play there. They won the Premier League and the Champions League recently, but there are the great teams as well in the Premier League. Frankly, I have yet to make a choice. If I am to leave, I just hope it is for a good team. At the moment, it is just guesswork. So I think Ismaila Sarr would absolutely jump at the chance to go to Liverpool if the chance comes up again. The big question is finances. I'm not sure if Liverpool will be able to afford somebody like Kylian Mbappe, Erling Haaland, Jadon Sancho, because because we would need to sell probably 5 or 6 players for around 80 to 90 million pounds if we want to afford one of the big hitters. And I just don't think in the pandemic summer transfer window that I still think that even in the summer it will be, the financial situation of football clubs will be very uncertain. I don't think Liverpool could get like 20 million for Origi, 20 million for Shaqiri, 20 million for Harry Wilson, and so on and so on. So you get what I'm trying to say. Liverpool need to sell players if we want to buy a big, and I don't think that Liverpool will be able to do that. So the next best thing is to do this: sign somebody like Ismaila Sarr for 30 million pounds, who could develop into the next superstar at Liverpool. He could be the next Sadio Mane, because Sadio Mane was similarly raw, very pacey player, but without the finishing, without the end product. But that comes later in your career. Forward white players develop usually and reach their peak at like 27 years old, 26, 27, something like that. And Ismaila Sarr is just 22. Look at the numbers of Sadio Mane at 22 years old. He wasn't as prolific, obviously, as he is in the last 3 years of his career. So Sadio Mane, when he was around 23 years old, he signed for Southampton. In his first season, he only scored 10 goals in 32 games, so a pretty similar goals to games ratio as what Ismaila Sarr has done in his first Premier League season. But then, of course, he scored 15 goals in his next season for Southampton, and that included 2 goals against Liverpool, and after that Jurgen Klopp bought him to Liverpool, and since then his numbers have been pretty consistent. 13 goals in his first season, but he was injured for quite some time in that season, and then 20 goals, 26 goals, 22 goals, so always scoring 20 plus goals. This season, however, Sadio Mane only has 10 goals, and I think if Liverpool were to make the Champions League places, the top 4, Sadio Mane needs to start scoring goals again. And very good news that Liverpool will be able to call upon Alisson, who fully recovered from his illness. I don't think he was 100% against Manchester City. He made 2 very uncharacteristic mistakes, and Jurgen Klopp said that it's nothing to worry about. Every top goalkeeper, every goalkeeper sometimes makes mistakes in their long careers. It's just unfortunate that Alisson's mistakes, 2 of them came in the same game, but it's better if 2 of them come in the same game and it only costs you maybe 1 point, because Liverpool probably wouldn't have been able to win the game even without Alisson making the mistakes. Man City were just so good on the day. It's better for Alisson to make 2 mistakes in this one game. If he makes 2 mistakes in 2 different games and Liverpool drop more than 1 point as a result of that, then that's the worst situation, and Alisson will fully recover and he will play against Leicester City. The bad news is that Fabinho is still out injured. Naby Keita, Diogo Jota are still not available. So Liverpool will be without Van Dijk, Gomez, Matip and Fabinho. 4 centre-backs. I mean, this season we can call Fabinho a centre-back. 4 centre-backs unavailable against Leicester City. And I'm seeing more and more Liverpool fans calling for both Kabak and Ben Davies to start against Leicester City. That will be a gamble, but our alternative is to put Henderson in there again, or maybe Nat Phillips. But against the pacey Jamie Vardy, I'm not sure if Nat Phillips is the best solution, because if there is an over-the-top through ball and Vardy is running onto it and Nat Phillips has to race him, he will lose out on him almost 10 out of 10 times. So I think that we should start Kabak and Ben Davies and put Henderson into midfield, because we have missed Henderson in midfield so much. Let's just try to score more goals than Leicester City, and not. I don't think Liverpool should be like very, very cautious, because if we put Henderson alongside Kabak in defense, and again we will miss Henderson's energy and enthusiasm and drive from midfield, then it will be very, very difficult. It will be difficult either way, but I think that Liverpool should start playing Kabak and Ben Davies together, because who knows, maybe they instantly click like that and Liverpool keep a clean sheet against Leicester City. I know I'm dreaming here, but that's what Liverpool fans do. We are big dreamers, and let's hope that we can somehow stop Leicester's attacks and win the game. I just want to win, no matter what scoreline. I don't care if we win 1-0 or 4-3. I just want Liverpool to win. And James Maddison was joking about Liverpool's recent form. He said it's a nice, easy game at the weekend. I've heard people say it's probably a good time to play Liverpool. They've got still a fantastic team. I know they were beaten by Man City 4-1, but they have still got a top team, and they have still got a fit squad apart from the centre-halves. They've got a full attacking line, midfielders, and the goalkeeper, so it will be a tough game. And a win against Leicester could turn the whole season around, so I really, really hope that Liverpool can do it. And Jurgen Klopp said the mood is as good as it can be in the Liverpool squad. It's not that we have like a bad or aggressive or blaming each other or whatever mood. Not at all. We came into this situation all together. We know some reasons why, and we are in it together. There's nothing really to worry about that we now point the finger at each other and say it's because of you and because of you. We want to sort it out together, and there's nothing bad to say about the atmosphere. We are not flying or whatever, that we can't stop laughing during the week, obviously, but it's a completely normal mood, how it should be. And I got a message this week from Brendan Rodgers. Obviously it was not about the game, of course. We don't have a lot of contact. We saw each other maybe more often than in other seasons because we had a lot of Zoom meetings with the Premier League coaches. He looks good, healthy, that's what is the most important. I couldn't respect his work more than I do, Jurgen Klopp said. I've said it before, I can say it now, and everybody can see it again because of the situation in the Premier League table. The job Brendan Rodgers is doing at Leicester, they are really doing really well. They have a really strong group together, really strong squad, and they had some problems injury-wise as well and came through properly, and now they are a real competitor. That's how it is, and that's how we see the game. Probably Leicester have become mentally stronger this season. Going through a situation like they had last year is for sure not helpful in that season, but for the next season, for sure, if you are smart enough to use this information, and Brendan and the players are for sure smart enough, yes, for sure, it was helpful. They were in a similar situation. Probably slightly disappointing that they couldn't make the Champions League last year, but it was always clear as long as they don't lose players, they can add on. And they did, again, a good business in the transfer market, brought in really good players, fullbacks, centre-half, and all these kind of things up front. Albrighton looks like he doesn't get older. Jamie Vardy looks the same. Barnes is probably one of the biggest talents. Not sure if he's already as much respected as or appreciated as he should be. He's an unbelievable player to be honest, and a proper Leicester product. A midfield, Tielemans and all the others. It's just a really good setup, and that's what makes Leicester so strong. It's normal if you don't get week in, week out all the results. It's normal that a few things drop. The rhythm is difficult because some players have rhythm, because they play constantly. Others don't really have the rhythm, and we have to make decisions when we bring them in and stuff like this. But you know some reasons why it's not so easy. And the confidence, I saw a very confident team in the last few weeks. I saw a very confident team against Man City, which is one of the most difficult football games in the world. I know it's maybe not appropriate to speak about a good game when you lost 4-1, but for us it's obviously very important what we saw there in all the other situations. We didn't lose this game because we played badly. We lost it because we made individual mistakes, and that can happen as well and leads to the same result. But it's a different kind of reason. And so if you think now about Brendan Rodgers and Leicester, how they will prepare for us, do they prepare for a team without confidence and without rhythm? I don't think so. They saw for sure the last game and know that if they let us do a few things, then we will be really dangerous for Leicester, and that's exactly what we try to do. Even when we have to change again, we will try it again, and that's just the job to do. That's how we always saw it. I think I spoke once or so about confidence, and I was not really happy afterwards that I opened that box, but it was what I saw that day. Then I spoke once about being fatigued. That's all actually gone, to be honest. It doesn't mean that it cannot happen again, because it's a really tough situation, but the only thing you can really do is to fight through a situation like this, because nobody else will help you. And it's not that people will roll the ball in front of goal and you have to make the last touch. You have to work for all these situations. You have to defend on the highest level, you have to attack on the highest level, and in between you have to play proper football, and that's what we are. That's what we will do, and without getting the results always, that's clear in the past, but without performing always on our highest level for sure as well. But I saw a lot of good things in the last weeks which show me that we are not too far away from getting wins, and we have to prove it on Saturday that we have a benefit from not having a midweek game, and we can spend all the time on the training pitch. Good training sessions so far. We had a very important training session today where we really go through pretty much everything again. Not long, but nice and sharp, these kind of things. That's what you usually don't have. But it's not only us, we know that. This week a lot of other teams played because they were still in the FA Cup, and they were incredibly intense games, even with extra time and all these things. It was a better week to train for sure than other weeks, but we have to make sure we are ready on Saturday. Leicester played on Wednesday, but made a lot of changes, obviously, for their game. So we just have to be ready for that game. And this really always calms my nerves when Jurgen Klopp is speaking so positively about the team and that we will be ready for the Leicester game. And I'm really looking forward to it. I'm always looking forward to every Liverpool game that I watched, even when we were in this terrible form, or we are still in this terrible form. I'm still looking forward to watching Liverpool play. As frustrating as it is that sometimes we don't get the win, it's always a joy to watch this team play, because we still play good football. Sometimes the end result is not perfect or we lose, but let's hope that we turn the season around in the next 3 games. I think if we win against Leicester, Everton and Leipzig, then that will give Liverpool so much confidence going forward. And Dejan Lovren also gave a very good interview saying that Mo Salah is in the best age of his football career. He's 28, maybe he looks a little bit older, but he's in the peak of his form. So why not stay at Liverpool for another 4, 5, 6 years? Of course he's committed, not just for Liverpool, but he's for all the fans around, his supporters, and for himself. He is his biggest critic when he doesn't do well. I'm not surprised that he's doing quite well individually, maybe not in the team performance, but individually, when you look at how many goals he has scored, he's doing amazing at the moment. And it's great that Salah has been scoring, but Mane, Firmino, and the midfielders need to step up as well. And I really, really hope that Jota will be back, hopefully very soon, because we really need his contributions as well. Really looking forward to the Leicester-Liverpool game. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.